Hold on a minute now. Don't just walk on by. Don't ignore what you're feeling right this very second, 'cause what's happening ain't no accident, no algorithm, no coincidence. There's a reason your eyes landed on these words, and not something else in this noisy, distracting world. The angels up above, well, they're restless tonight. They've been waiting for this moment. Exactly 3 hours on that heavenly clock which don't tick like ours, but moves to the rhythm of eternity, to the size of the sacred, that kind of time that only shows up when something truly important is fixing to be revealed. And what they're about to show you today ain't just any message. It's a truth that's been buried, silenced by forces that don't want you to wake up, don't want you to see who you really are or why you've suffered so much without any clear reason. I'm the voice speaking when heaven itself can't hold back no longer. I'm the whisper that comes when every human door's been slammed shut. And today, I'm talking straight to you, only you, 'cause what I gotta say can't wait a second more. Say if you're here, if something inside your chest skipped a beat reading these first lines, it's because your spirit caught the frequency of this message before your mind could even wrap around it. Those angels are worried about you, not 'cause you've done anything wrong, not 'cause you're being punished. They're worried 'cause you're about ready to give up just when victory's already been declared in your favor. They're worried 'cause the invisible enemy working in your life knows your moment of freedom is so close they can feel it, and that's why they've amped up the fight these past few weeks. Tell me if this ain't exactly what you've been through. Tell me if you haven't felt everything get heavier right when you thought things were about to get better. Tell me if you haven't cried quietly in the middle of the night, wondering why life's so unfair to you, while others who don't even try get everything you've begged for on your knees for years. I know what you've been through. I do, because I was sent to tell you every tear you shed was counted. Every night you stayed awake staring at that ceiling, wondering if anyone up there's really listening, was recorded in heaven's books with ink made of gold. You think nobody sees you, you think you're invisible. You think your pain don't matter, that your prayers just drift off into nothing like words thrown to the wind. But you're wrong. Deeply wrong. And today's the day that lie dies for good. 'Cause the truth they've been hiding from you, is that you're one of the most watched souls in heaven, not watched to be punished, but to be protected. There are angels assigned just to your case, your story, your spiritual lineage, and those angels have been working behind the scenes with a fierce intensity you can't even imagine. That weariness you feel ain't just your body tired. It's the weariness of a soul fighting battles it didn't even know existed. It's the exhaustion of someone carrying a weight that wasn't theirs, absorbing the darkness from toxic places, from folks who feed on your light without you knowing, from generational curses planted long before you were born that have been working in silence, like a slow poison eating away from the inside. You felt that corrosion, felt it in those chances that slipped away at the last minute, in relationships breaking for no good reason, in money coming in and disappearing like it sprouted wings, in that constant feeling that something ain't right, like there's an invisible hand moving the pieces against you. But when you try to explain it, nobody understands. They look at you like you're making it all up. They tell you to be strong, think positive, things'll get better. But nobody sits with you in the dark. Nobody holds your hand when that fear's so big you feel like your chest's about to burst. Nobody sees the battles you fight before the dawn, when the world's asleep and you're standing tall, resisting something without even a name. But today all that changes. And I need you to listen real close to what I'm about to say, 'cause this ain't no feel-good pep talk. This ain't a sweet speech to lift you up for 5 minutes then vanish. This is a sacred warning, and sacred warnings come with a heavy spiritual weight you gotta carry serious like. If you hear this whole message and don't act, if you ignore it and keep on living like nothing happened, you'll be turning away the hand heaven's reaching out to you right now. And I ain't saying this to scare you. I say it 'cause I love you enough to tell you the truth, even when it hurts. Every time heaven sends a direct message to a soul and that soul turns it down, a window of spiritual opportunity closes, and it might not open again for years. Years of carrying what ain't yours, years of asking why, years of feeling invisible while the answer was right in front of you and you let it slip away. Don't let that be today. Don't let pride, spiritual laziness, or disbelief steal what was made ready for you long before the world began. This message found you 'cause it was the only way left to reach you. Heaven done tried other ways, through dreams you forgot at sunrise, through signs you passed off as coincidence, through people put in your path that you didn't recognize as messengers. But you were just too busy surviving, too caught up in the day-to-day hurt to see what was right there in front of you. And I don't blame you. Nobody taught you how to read heaven's signs. Nobody explained there's a spiritual language beyond human words, and when you understand it, everything in your life starts making sense, everything, even the pain, even the betrayal, even the darkest nights. Now open your heart wide and listen close to what I'm about to share about a movement that's already begun in the unseen world, working in your favor. Because while you were sleeping last night, while the world was quiet and darkness covered the earth, something extraordinary happened in the realms unseen by human eyes. Saint Michael the Archangel, the fiercest warrior of heaven's armies, drew his sword of fire and spoke your name. Not the name on your papers, but your true name, the one given before your body was formed, the name that echoes through heaven's halls every time you, without even knowing, do a kind act right in the middle of your own hurt. Saint Michael said your name and declared, "Enough is enough. This child, this daughter, this son has been tested beyond what was fair, and the decree of freedom is signed." And when Saint Michael speaks, all of heaven pauses. Lesser angels bow their heads, the demons camping round your life, the ones whispering thoughts of defeat, of not being good enough, of shame, the ones making you believe you don't deserve a thing good. They tremble. They tremble because they know when Saint Michael steps in, there ain't no power in hell or on earth that can stop what's coming. And what's coming for you? It's so big, so powerful, so downright extraordinary. If I told you all now, your human mind just wouldn't be able to take it in. Now I'm going to reveal this to you step by step, word by word, so your spirit can start taking in the full weight of what's about to show up in your life. And here's where I need you to catch on to something mighty important, something that'll change the way you see your story forever. There's this invisible game that's been playing around your life, and you're the centerpiece of it all, but the rules? They never told you what they were. You've been playing blind, taking hits from who knows where, losing battles you didn't even know you were fighting. And that just ain't right. But today, that unfairness comes to an end. There's a sacred guidebook, a digital book called The Seven Swords of Saint Michael the Archangel, the sacred guide to break curses, seal blessings, and activate the call of the chosen ones. It's got exactly what you need right now. This book teaches you the rules nobody ever shared. It shows you how Saint Michael's sword works against every kind of spiritual attack, including the hidden truths those dark forces don't want you to know. Now, if you want to get your hands on it, the link's sitting right up top in the pinned first comment here on this channel. And listen close, because this content's been under attack. Folks have tried to silence it, tried to keep it from reaching the right hands. But if you're here watching this, that means it was impossible for this knowledge not to find you. Go on and download it now, and drop a comment saying, "I am chosen and I'm downloading the digital book." That simple act of faith, that public declaration, is more powerful than you might reckon, because when you speak or write what you believe, you're unlocking spiritual forces waiting on your permission to move. Now let's get back to what I was sharing, because what's next runs even deeper. You've probably asked yourself more times than you can count why the blessings take so long, why it seems like others get theirs quick, and you're still waiting, why your prayers seem to need more time than anyone else's. And those questions, they hurt you deep down, maybe more than you've ever said out loud. Because if you're honest with yourself, you might have thought heaven loves you less, that maybe there's something wrong with you, that maybe you just ain't enough. But listen here, and mark this on your soul with fiery letters. The wait wasn't punishment, the wait was protection. It was the most refined, sophisticated spiritual preparation heaven ever designed for a soul in this generation. See, when what's coming to you is ordinary, it shows up fast, no special prep needed for common stuff. But what's coming to you, it ain't common. It's extraordinary. It's historic. It's something that'll change not just your life, but the lives of every soul tied to your spiritual lineage. To receive something of that magnitude, your soul had to be made strong, polished, and refined in the fire of hardship. Every trouble you faced was a stop on your road to strength. Every betrayal was a hard lesson in discernment, so you'd know who's real when abundance shows up. And folks who never cared come sneaking round with hidden agendas. Every time you faced lack, it was training in gratitude. So when supernatural provision lands, you don't waste it or take it for granted. Heaven wasn't turning its back on you. It was working on you with the care of a master craftsman shaping a masterpiece. And masterpieces don't get made overnight. They take time, patience, pressure, just right in all the right places. Heat that feels unbearable but is just what's needed for perfection. You're that masterpiece, and your making is nearly done. What I'm about to describe is what's happening right now in the spiritual realms all round your existence. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and picture it, because when your imagination lines up with divine revelation, it opens a door to bringing it all faster. Picture a heavenly battlefield, stretching wider than 1,000 horizons, where light and darkness meet on a thin line between two worlds. On one side, the forces that have been working against you all these years. They ain't just shadows or vague ideas. They're real beings with specific jobs, one sent to steal your peace of mind, another to wreck every meaningful relationship you try to build, another's working to block your money, making it never quite enough. And there's one, the most dangerous of all, sent to make you believe you got no purpose, that your life's just an accident, that nothing you do will ever matter. That's the meanest lie that's haunted your life, but today it's getting cut down at the root. Because on the other side of that battlefield stands Saint Michael the Archangel, clad in armor, shining like 1,000 suns, holding the sword of divine fire that's never tasted defeat. Behind him, lined up perfect, is an army of warrior angels assigned just to your case. Not humanity at large, but you. This fight's personal. Each one knows your name, your tears, every prayer you sent up thinking no one heard. And right now, at this very moment, Saint Michael raises his sword and the call to attack echoes through all the heavens. The angels charge forward. Darkness falls back. The chains holding down your finances break with a sound that shakes the very pits of hell. The blocks keeping true love from reaching you burn away in celestial fire. The generational curses coursing through your family tree like a poisoned river get cut, sealed, and burned clean by Saint Michael's blade. And while this battle rages, your spirit feels it. A chill runs from head to toe. A strange emotion swells in your chest, turning into tears you can't explain nor hold back. Those ain't tears of sorrow, they're tears of freedom. Your soul's breaking loose right now as you hear these words, and you know it deep down that something just shifted. Something moved in the unseen world, and from this moment on, nothing will ever be the same. Saint Michael has spoken 7 decrees over your life tonight, each tied to one of his sacred swords, each sword meant for a different kind of battle. The first decree breaks every chain of poverty and lack that's been holding your family for generations. The second destroys every seed of illness planted in your body by dark spiritual hands. The third cuts ties with folks who drain your energy and kindness without giving back. The fourth opens doors locked tight by invisible chains, those chances meant for you but stolen before they got to your hands. The fifth restores your mind, your peace, your ability to sleep easy and wake up without fear. The sixth lights up your true purpose, the call deep inside you that you never could quite put into words. And the seventh, the most powerful of all, seals all these blessings with an unbreakable shield of divine protection. So no force, human or spiritual, can touch what's been decreed for your good. Now listen close to this part about restoration, because it's what you need to hear most right now. Everything that was ever taken from you, it's coming back. But it won't come back the same. It's coming back multiplied in ways that'll defy all human reason. Now listen here. The years that the locusts ate up, just like the good book says, they're fixing to be made right with a blessing so big, folks around you'll be scratching their heads, wondering what in the world happened. Those who turned their backs on you when you needed them most. They're going to come looking for you, but when they find you, they won't hardly recognize you, because the person you're becoming is so changed, so powerful, so full of light, you'll seem like a whole new soul. The money that should have come your way years ago but got blocked by unseen forces, it's going to start flowing in from places you ain't even dreamed of yet. And I ain't talking about pennies neither. I'm talking about supernatural provision that won't just cover what you need now, but will build a foundation of plenty for your children and their children after 'em. Your health, if it's been under attack, will be restored with a vitality that'll surprise even those who know you best. The peace of mind that was snatched away, it's coming back like a deep, calm river that no storm can shake. And that love you've been quietly longing for, that true soulmate you feel out there somewhere but just can't seem to find, they're being guided right to you this very moment by angels fighting your battles. Every step they take, not knowing it, is bringing them closer to you. When y'all finally meet, you'll both know it was planned by divine hands, because that connection will be so deep, so instant, so unlike anything you've felt before, there won't be no doubt heaven had a hand in it. But before I go any further, I gotta pause and tell you something important, Something I can't keep quiet about because it'd be downright irresponsible to share all this good news without giving you the tools to guard what's coming your way. You see, there's a pattern among the chosen. They get the blessing but don't know how to protect it. And the enemy, who can't stop the blessing once St. Michael's decreed it, turns his sights to destroy it after it arrives. That's why so many folks get financial miracles only to lose them in a few months. That's why relationships that seemed perfect fall apart overnight. It ain't the blessing's fault. It's the lack of spiritual know-how to seal and safeguard it. That's exactly what the digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, teaches you, clearer than anywhere else. This sacred guide shows you how each sword of St. Michael not only strikes and frees, but also seals and protects each part of your life after deliverance. That's the piece you've been missing. That's why some blessings before didn't stick around. The link's pinned in the top comment right here on this channel. Download it now before you go any further and type in the comments, "I am chosen and I'm getting that digital book." 'Cause this ain't just for you. When folks see your declaration, it'll give them courage to do the same. And that sets off a chain reaction of spiritual freedom, multiplying the power of what you're about to receive today. Now, with that tool in your hands, let me take you deeper into what heaven's doing for you. 'Cause I ain't told you the part that's going to change everything yet. There's something you need to understand about your spiritual identity. Something that's been hidden on purpose because the dark forces know that if you find out who you really are, their hold on you just fades away like a morning mist. You ain't just some ordinary soul. You ain't just one person among billions. You belong to a special spiritual lineage, a generation of souls marked before birth for a purpose bigger than yourself. You were chosen. And that word, chosen, ain't just some fancy compliment or feel-good phrase. It's a real spiritual classification, meaning that before your body was even formed, before your mama and daddy ever met, before the whole chain of human events that brought you here started, your soul was already picked for a mission in this time. That's why your life's been so tough. Not because you're weak, but because you're dangerous to darkness. Every blow you took was meant to stop you. Every low point was meant to snuff you out. Every failure was meant to convince you you ain't worth nothing, so you'd never find the fire burning inside you, or fulfill the purpose that shakes hell's foundations. But they failed. 'Cause here you are, after all you've been through, after every dark night, every betrayal, every time you thought you couldn't go on, you're still standing. And the fact that you're still here, breathing, searching for answers, that's the strongest proof that the enemy's plan fell flat. He couldn't destroy you. He couldn't snuff out your flame. He couldn't silence you. And now heaven's fighting back with all its might, and you're right in the middle of that comeback. What's coming your way in these next days, weeks, and months is going to be so powerful, you'll have to look back on this moment, these words, this message, to understand it was all foretold. You're going to get news that flips your financial story upside down. Not slow and steady, radical. Something you never planned for, couldn't have cooked up. Something only explainable as straight-up divine intervention. You're going to experience healing in your body that doctors can't explain with their science. Pain will lift. Conditions will reverse. Vitality will return like the years of wear and tear never happened. You're going to get an apology you've been waiting on for a long time, from someone who cut you deep and you never thought they'd own up to it. And that apology won't come because they suddenly turned saintly. It'll come because St. Michael visited their conscience, showed them the truth of what they did to you, and that weight was too heavy to live with without asking for forgiveness. Now I got to speak straight to your heart. No fancy words or flowery talk. I need you to listen with that part of you that still believes. That little flame life storms have tried to snuff out 1,000 times, but it's still burning, even if it's small and flickering, even if it feels like it might go out. That little flame is your faith, and your faith, no matter how small, it's enough to set all this in motion today. You don't need perfect faith. You don't got to understand everything. You don't need answers to every question. You just got to do one thing. Believe that what you felt reading these words was real. 'Cause it was real. That rush in your chest wasn't just suggestion. Those chills weren't coincidence. Them tears you might have shed without trying weren't weakness. They were your spirit confirming the truth even when your mind still doubts. Your spirit knows what your mind can't handle yet. Today's the day of change. Right now a line's being drawn in the sand of your story, and everything that happened before belongs to the past. The time of trials, the time of preparing, And everything from now on belongs to the time of manifestation, the time of harvest, the time of divine compensation. But before I send a blessing over your life, there's one more thing you need to know. 'Cause revelation without action is just information, and information without application is just entertainment. What you've received today ain't entertainment, it's a spiritual weapon. And like any weapon, it needs to be wielded with wisdom and care. Now each one of St. Michael's 7 swords has its own special purpose, a way to call them into action, and a set place where they work their magic. And all that's laid out plain and clear in the digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, just waiting for you down in the pinned comment of this here channel. Don't you put this off till later. Later is the enemy's favorite word, 'cause it knows later often means never. Download it right now. Open it up today. Hand holler in the comments with everything you got. I am chosen and I'm gonna download that book. That simple declaration sets up a spiritual promise between your soul and the heavenly forces already moving on your behalf. Don't you ever underestimate the power of your own words, 'cause in the spiritual realm, every word you speak with intention becomes a command the angels take as gospel. And now with the authority given to me for this very moment, with a voice echoing from the highest heavens, I'm going to lay down the most powerful blessing you could ever receive on your life. Listen with an open heart. Reach out with your spirit's hands, and let every word sink deep into your bones. I declare in the name of St. Michael the Archangel that every chain holding back your prosperity is broken this very instant. I declare that every generational curse running through your bloodline is cut, sealed, and burned away forever by the fire of the heavenly sword. I declare the doors of financial abundance swing wide open for you, and no human hand nor spiritual force can shut them. I declare that sickness touching your body, or the body of someone you love, is torn out by the healing power flowing through St. Michael's wings. I declare the loneliness weighing heavy on your chest melts away right now, and true love, pure love, the kind that heals and don't harm, is coming toward you with steady, unstoppable steps. I declare your mind is freed from worry, fear, and those dark thoughts that sneak in at dawn, and a supernatural peace settles in your heart like a guardian that won't ever leave. I declare your purpose is revealed with crystal clear light, and every step you take from this day on is guided by that heavenly glow leading the chosen to their destiny. I declare your children, the ones you have and the ones yet to come, inherit not your struggles but your victories, and that the blessing activated over your life today multiplies through every generation that follows. I declare everyone who tried to harm you, who spoke ill of you behind your back, who put up roadblocks in your path faces divine justice, and their plans turn to dust before St. Michael's sword. And I declare with all the power this sacred message carries, that you, yes, you reading these words, are protected, loved, chosen, restored, prospered, and free from this moment on, and for all eternity. Now raise your right hand up to the heavens wherever you're at, and say these words with me. I receive all that was declared over my life today. I believe St. Michael the Archangel fights my battles. I believe the season of my suffering is over. I believe the season of my blessing has begun. I am chosen, I am protected, I am free. Amen. If you said those words and felt them deep down in your soul, then the promise is sealed. The heavenly forces are already moving, and nothing can stop what's coming. Remember, the 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel digital book is waiting for you in the first pinned comment, ready to give you the full knowledge you need to walk this new season of your life with power, authority, and the full protection of the fiercest warrior in the sky. Download it now, comment now, and get ready, because what's about to show up in your life's going to leave all those folks who ever doubted you speechless. Heaven chose you. St. Michael's got your back. And this message, it's the seal that set it all in motion. Don't you ever forget that.